If you are an investor or an aspiring investor, you have probably heard about the DSCR loan, and you may have some questions about how it all works. My name is Amy DeBusk, and I am a certified mortgage planner. What I'm on best for is making mortgage really simple and easy for investors like you to take advantage of niche products like the DSCR loan. And today I'm going to do a deep dive on all the questions that you might have about this program. So, first and foremost, what does DSCR stand for? It's the Debt Service Collateral Ratio Loan. And the whole pretense behind the loan is to make it easier to qualify for investors who have really complicated tax returns and multiple properties and multiple LLCs. It is definitely for an investor who already owns property. So it is not for somebody who is a first time home buyer who does not own a home yet. It is for, at the bare minimum, someone who has already bought their own home, lives in their own home, or for some reason owns an investment property already and wants to buy another investment property. It's not a first time homebuyer loan. So that's what it's not. What it is it's an amazing tool to be able to qualify based on the mortgage that you're going to be receiving for that house and the going rents. So, what are the going rents in the area for that area and for that house? So, as long as, in most DSCR loans, as long as the rents are equal to or more than the mortgage, that is the basic qualification. So, what is the minimum FICO score? The minimum FICO score is 680, and we take all three credit scores from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and whatever the middle FICO score is, what we're basing it on. So 680 credit score. You need to have good credit. So no bankruptcies, no foreclosures, no short sales, nothing like that. And there really isn't any income qualifications. We don't use tax returns. We don't check your employment or do any employment verification. We do make sure that you own a home. So you're going to be required to give us, if you have a mortgage statement, your mortgage statement, your homeowner's insurance policy, and we're going to take your driver's license or identification, and then your assets. So we need to have a minimum of 6 months reserves. So whatever the monthly payment is on the house that you're buying, we need to have 6 months reserves for that. And then if you're putting down payment money, of course, we would need to put that down payment money as well into it. So the maximum loan compared to the value on these loans is 75%. And typically, banks will not give 75% of the value unless the house is rented out. So it works best when you have a tenant or you have a tenant that's going to be going into place on that. And then another, question is that, how long does it take for these loans to process? So typically I see it takes between but typically about 4 weeks to process a loan from start to finish. And we're basing the rents on, if you have the tenant in place, yes, we will review the lease that you have, but we're really looking for the appraiser to do an appraisal of whatever the house is worth. And then they do what's called a rental survey, and they take a sample of whatever the going rents are in that area, and they come up with a um, an average rent for that house. And that's the rents that we're going to use to qualify the house and qualify you on whether or not the house gets that 1-to-1 ratio. Now, there are lots of different DSCR loans. And if you're in a low loan amount area, the minimum loan amount for both most DSCR loans is 150,000. I do have several lenders that will go lower down to like a $75,000 loan amount, and then we have one lender that will go under 75,000 on a case by case basis. But where I see these types of loans work the best would be where the after repair value or the value of the house is higher than 125,000. That's the value is higher than 125,000. So there you have it. There are some of the, most asked questions on the DSCR loan. If you have any questions about investing and what that loan could look like for you, I encourage you to log on to talkingwithamy.com. That's talkingwithamy.com.